Sure. Hold on 1 second, guys.
We are live now.
What did you love? I got it.
Hi. Do you want me to move the camera back farther?
You're very welcome.
That's fine.
We're just gonna have to be close. I don't mind doing it.
It's fine, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm the only one tall enough to reach that shelf.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I would actually like to equip 2 of the bombs I made to also have alchemical glue and an alchemical glue accelerant just sitting in there.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
Does
I have 2
Spinny
that are just like,
You know, technically that would make them an alchemical.
that's what I was thinking. But I also don't have that formula prepared anymore because I used to make those the chemical glue.
Oh man. Okay.
has Spinny reacted to my zombie yet?
Yes, I have told you that it is creepy that you scare me and that I'm glad you're on my side.
Yeah, you guys already had that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's been so long.
What's his name?
Rand.
Rand. That's
It
right.
was Randy, but we cut off the Y
You cut off the word.
Rand.
because I cut off the Y.
The Y might have just fallen off and somewhere on the floor.
Yeah. Rand.
All right. 2.
Yes. What do we want to do?
Are we? Oh, so we're still trying to decide exactly how we're gonna infiltrate this place?
Yeah. You got a couple options. Like Noah said, you can wheel them in and just set them off from like inside the thing, and see what happens.
Is our whole goal to destroy them and kill them?
Really, all you have to do is eradicate them. You don't necessarily have to kill them, but as long as they're not there anymore, you should be good.
Our initial plan was to starve them out, so
So-
they have to leave.
Well, what was your idea about making a landslide? Like, is that an option? Because then no cave, no place for them to be.
It is,
We
but
don't
it's
want
easier
to
to.
damage it too much
It's easier to.
because we still need to convince the Adaran military to move in there.
Why do we?
I mean, you could blow a pretty substantial mass out of this thing, and it would still probably be bigger than what they would need by a lot.
Oh, okay.
How many of
I
them?
also think there's kind of an assumption that they want an above ground fort, not an underground dungeon.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, and there's a chance they might just terraform the thing anyway. They have magical ways of making that pretty easy.
But I could also do. We could do a combo of stuff where we try and get bombs in to do a frontal assault, but also have Rand put some bombs down where it would cause a landslide, because I do have a few more alchemicals. I have some alchemical cement and alchemical glue that we could use to attach it to specific locations.
Yeah.
If that's the methodology we want to follow.
Well, the other thing was, I guess we're trying to keep the cave or the area move-inable. So maybe not a no to the landslides, unless it's to make them think that their cave's gonna collapse next.
Well, the military probably wouldn't be using the caves.
And the military's probably not going to build right up to the cliff edge.
So we
Yeah.
can landslide them out of there? That's what you're saying?
I think it's not out of the possibility. I think it's a possibility
Hey, Jordan, from
to
the
landslide it.
from the scouting that Kerrek and Dimitrii did, how close to the edge of the
cliffs are they?
Pretty dang close. Like it looked like their intention was to get as far up the bluff as they could, and that naturally led to them butting themselves right up against the wall, to the point where you can actually see a couple places where it looks like they were trying to expand the operation and they just busted out into the open.
Oh, okay, yeah, wow, so they're really close.
Yeah, and they're also not very good engineers.
So I think if we get a few barrels on the cart, like on the food cart, get them in that way. Perhaps get one of the smaller members of our team in there that way as well.
True. Which I'm abysmal at sneaking, just FYI. It is not my forte.
I'm very good at sneaking, and I'm only 3'10", so I could very easily fit in like a sack of flour.
I think we could.
Okay.
I think if we use the destabilizing the cliff in conjunction with intercepting food shipments, that would probably be the quickest way to get them to realize that their location is no longer desirable.
Do we need to intercept the food shipment though? What if we just use it, like, well, intercept the first one and then use it to get some bombs in there?
I mean, who's gonna set them off?
You.
He sniped.
If I can get, he could.
Well, they're gonna.
I can set them up with wicks.
They're gonna take
Well,
the barrels
also,
down into the fort.
You would know this. Chances are, if one of them goes off, even if it's outside, like these things are volatile enough that it wouldn't be hard to rig it up so that once one goes off, like a little blasting cap inside the other ones would probably do the trick to make the rest of them go off too.
Follow-up thought. They are fully. It is entirely possible that the first thing they're going to do is they'll take these casks and they will check to make sure what is in them before they move them
That's why
somewhere.
we make sure that we have like the top 2 barrels.
How big are they?
They are a 30-pound barrel. Like it's
Actually, 30
like
pounds
a
isn't that big.
It's like a powder keg barrel.
Yeah, the 30-pound barrel is not that huge.
It's like,
honestly, yeah, it's
it's a 30-pound canister, including the stuff inside of it. So
okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the shot and all of that.
Yeah.
That just kind of increased the size.
We could put some other like similar sized kegs just filled with like booze or whatever on top in a pile.
I'm not
but I guess
I'm not a big fan of trying to send someone in there. Incredibly risky. I mean, they're not very intelligent, but there are a lot of them.
could also rig it so when they open that barrel, it just explodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's another option.
I can do that.
We need to focus on.
What is the goal of that barrel? Is it to maximize destruction inside, or is it to like distract, or?
I'm assuming
Both,
the
probably.
smuggling barrels in is to cause cave-ins, destroy the system inside.
Right. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If we collapse
if we
the
get one to go
cliffside,
off inside, like above, that could bring people in the tunnels out, so that we could get some into the tunnels.
but if you destabilize the cliffside, cause a collapse, even if it doesn't take the whole compound with it, no doubt will cause cascade effect through the tunnel system. You will get many cave-ins, even if that land doesn't slide into the river.
Right, but wouldn't a distraction make doing that easier?
No, we can plant the bombs underneath on the cliff. We don't even need to go towards the compound.
terms of pure destruction, I lean towards destabilizing cliff being not a terrible option. Jacob and I have also been behind your guys' back in the chat talking about making a feather token of catapult that just creates a catapult.
Oh, geez.
If you give me a full day, I can actually make a few of them. So we can launch off a few bombs at various parts of the cliff.
Well, I think that's our option.
I can, I don't know what I can contribute, but I'll just say this. I can make them scared by pulling a little trick on them I like to use sometimes when I fight a bigger group and it's just me. So I can use my mage hand to make things and objects move. I can make ghost sounds that make people like on edge, and then
I just had a wonderful idea.
I can cause fear,
Yes.
which makes people run away.
What if you guys just... I'm sorry, Jess, you go.
And what? No, I'm picking the ones that I have. And then to top it all off, I can look like a ghost myself if I wanted to. Just send them over the edge and tell them this place is haunted.
What if you just...
You also have a wheelbarrow and a storm coat.
Light it on fire.
What if you guys just get Jess to what if you just get Alakarr to dress up in like the deepest jet black V-neck you can find, and just have someone follow her around with a camera, and like two other idiots, and just make them like pretend to film an episode of Ghost.
Hunters. That'd be great. I don't know. That's what I can bring to the table. I'm fine helping out any other way. If we need to put Rand in harm's way, I can always get another corpse. But you know.
Well, chances are
Also,
you're gonna have a couple more to choose from before this is over.
That'd be good.
I'd also like to point out that depending on the catapult that the token creates, either a heavy catapult or a light catapult, they require a crew of 4 to 2 people respectively.
So we could use a few zombies to man them.
Well, I can only do one right now. Sorry.
Okay.
But
I don't know if I trust a zombie with a catapult.
nah, I mean they're not very
Smart?
No, they're not.
They're not really very anything, honestly, besides undead.
Well then, set up these catapults across the river, destabilize the cliff face, cause collapse? And if they decide not to
Terrible idea.
vacate the area, then we keep...
Use my fear tactic.
Well, or we just
They've
keep
disturbed a grave.
throwing stuff at them with catapults.
Oh, that too.
Until they decide that the property is too expensive to hold on to.
I think we should do this at night.
That would be a good idea.
Ghosts look
Y'all have dark vision, right?
spookier at night. Oh yeah, I'm a drow. Does anybody not have?
I do not have dark vision. I am human.
I have dim light.
I don't know what I can see or not see.
You're on fire.
I have dark vision.
You should not be anywhere near the place. Yeah.
Alright, so we're getting somewhere.
Two from my first.
Also, you guys feel free to ask me information about what you like, because there's a lot of stuff that we didn't cover that you, Dimitrii and Kerrek saw that we just didn't go over.
Yeah.
If you have any questions there, let me know. Or if you're ready to go.
I don't think I have any more questions.
I'm ready to go. Let's get a map.
Oh,
for this.
that's one more. There was one more option we completely forgot about. I have
What is it?
other outfits, and I could make
Oh yes.
outfits
Oh, that's right.
for us to just be able to walk in there.
Dimitrii, you would look
It's
the
an-
most normal.
I'm probably the only person that would look normal.
So you could be the one to go in there.
And do what? I've already said it is not a good idea to only send one person into that den of bandits.
Well, if we need to use the fear tactic, you could go in there and be like, "Oh no! There's a ghost! Run for your
Listen.
lives!"
The GM thinks it's a great plan to just send one person in there. I've always wanted to win this game.
Okay, well then we'll pick the player who historically has the most character deaths. Jacob.
Hey, I like this character. I want to keep him. Because I don't think I can pass off,
Oh no.
you know, as one of the bandits. I'm on fire.
That's awesome.
DM, did we see any ifrits on our scouting trip?
No. You're not really sure what Flair is. You'd have to ask him.
So I don't think I've told you guys exactly what I am.
I know, I think he has a conversation. You're from the plane of fire and all that.
Mm.
Alakarr doesn't care.
Oh, true. Yes, I did tell your character, Jess, because
Yeah.
we had that heart-to-heart. So you know exactly what I am.
Yep.
The heart.
We cried together.
Alakarr tried to make friends again.
Well, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't cry. Flair cried.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I cried.
Yep.
So Jordan, how far? Like, are we talking like a canyon kind of a thing where this river's cut like a pretty narrow ravine between the bluffs and the other side of the river, or?
No, it's flat on one side and then the bluff is there on the other. And it's kind of a horseshoe bend in the river.
So the elevation difference is pretty severe.
It's significant.
Ugh, crap. They are going to have the high ground. That's a joke.
It's over.
Have we gotten a look at what the cliff looks like?
Yeah, if you want to know, definitely.
Are we talking
what-
like
What's the map?
on a scale of like crumbling dirt, like eroded side to El Capitan smooth granite face? Where are we sitting?
Think like classic Grand Canyon, like sandstone.
Okay, so we can. So I'm guessing like
It's
we can.
stone, soft stone.
Like there's a way to climb up on the cliffs at least a little bit, and then there would be like spots to set explosives. That it would.
Yeah, or it wouldn't be hard to tamp them down.
Okay.
The question that you're not really sure of.
Would want to tamp explosives.
I'm not assuming that you would like staple them to the side. We'll probably set up some sort of basket to hold them.
No, we just cut a hole. We just cut a hole that's slightly smaller than the barrel, and then we take hammers and smash the barrel in there. Gotta press fit our
Hey,
explosives.
that's pretty much how they used to mine, isn't it? They just like dig a tiny hole, they drop dynamite down it, and then they just hit it with a rod.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're onto something.
Did we see the entrances to any of the tunnels?
I mean, as far as you know, you saw the one big entrance, and that's about it.
That wasn't to a tunnel though. That was like up to the.
No, that was to the underground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the entrance as far as you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, actually, you
I thought
saw
the
that
tunnel
one
was
side
like
entrance.
leading up.
Do we have a map?
You saw that past the gate, though.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. What was that?
On here.
No.
No maps.
Jess, did you ask something?
Oh, I wanted to know if there was a map. We could just
Um,
look at it.
let me get you one.
Oh, I do have another question. Where did the
Yes.
food go? Did the food go up the hill, or did the food go into the caves?
The food went into the caves.
Oh.
This is going to be really crudely drawn because I have no artistic skill to begin with, and then I'm using them.
So that's an
Nice.
easy way to get
Okay.
explosives into the caves, then.
But essentially, it's kind of like a big old mushroom shape where it's okay. There we go. This is really bad. But
We'll only judge it harshly.
Okay.
No, I want it shaded in 3D to scale. With a little
I'm really good at
key
drawing
of
a
how
cartoon
many
dog.
feet is equal to.
This is like the map equivalent of like a stick figure.
Alright, we're gonna circle around the potato from the north and south.
I imagine it's like similar to what you guys would draw like in the dirt or something to tell us what this looks like.
I mean, it's what they would draw in the dirt if they lost a few more fingers in that encounter. Probably.
I'm so excited now.
To use, what color to use? Yeah, this is good. Okay. Do that. We'll go there. I think I got all the important landmarks. There's really only like 2. But here we go.
Let's see it.
Let's do this. Oh my gosh!
Just ignore the squiggly thing right. Oh, whoops.
What
The
squiggly thing?
thing right here. That was an
Wait,
accident, and I don't know.
all
how
of
to-
it is squiggly things.
So, where's
Wait, what am I looking at?
I'm
Where's
gonna
the
be
cave?
honest,
Yeah.
I don't really know what we're looking at.
where's the cave?
Okay, I'll explain. So everything like the big yellow outline is the actual bluff itself.
Oh, okay. And blue line is the fence.
Yes, the blue line's the fence. The little
Boulder?
No, cave
the
entrance.
frowny face is the entrance.
Cave entrance.
It looks like a boulder to me. Alright.
So the river along here, right?
Yeah, the river's along there. There's a path. It's pretty straight, but it's a little bit winding. That just goes up to from the gate to the arch. There's limited cover. There's like little like shrubs and trees and junk, but there's not much in the way of actual cover.
Where's the cave entrance?
It's the archy looking thing.
Oh, and where's the above ground portion of the base?
Pretty much just right there. There's not much of it. It's like
Oh,
basically
it's all underground. Okay.
more or less, yeah.
Is this like upwards is north? Like this is north?
No, north. So
West?
north would be to the right.
Okay, so this is west.
Yeah.
So
Wait, so the top is west?
I think best idea is to put catapults on the west across the river and then shoot this way.
A good idea. How high up is the cliff?
Probably about
How?
150 feet.
So we got 150 feet high. And how far is from the edge of the riverbank to that edge of the cliff?
Uh, 10 feet. That's what it says on the map. 10 feet.
Yes, exactly. It's perfectly to scale.
Although, see,
So-
10 feet.
This right there, we'll say that for the sake of ease, this is all multiplied by like a factor of 10 as far as size goes.
About 100 feet then.
Yeah, it's about 100 feet.
Well within range of a catapult. Light or heavy.
I mean, it is. So hitting the anywhere on the cliff face would be well within the first increment range. And rough calculating real quick, looks like it's in the second increment range for either of the catapult.
The river is
Too
very wide.
The lucky thing is that we are literally trying to hit the broadside of a cliff. So as long as it goes over the river, it's going to hit where we want it to hit.
It's hitting the side of the cliff is within the first increment range. Hitting anywhere on the top part of the cliff where their encampment starts would be within the second increment range.
I
For
can
either of the
also
catapults.
I can also enchant those catapults with a one-time use of guidance.
Guidance or true strike?
What was that?
Guidance or true strike?
Is let me see.
True strike is the plus 20 to attack roll.
Which should hit. I mean,
Yeah, true strike.
I don't think wizards get guidance.
No, we don't.
In fact,
I was thinking of 5e.
Yeah, that's right. I was just about to say guidance is 5e. But it's basically true strike is basically the same thing.
Rules? What are rules?
We're not playing 5th edition?
I'm not playing.
Yeah, didn't you guys hear we switched it?
We're playing Pathfinder 5th edition.
Shit.
Pathfinder.
Give it a few years, we'll get there.
Wouldn't that be the most sadistic house rule? Is that whoever accidentally screws up and calls something the wrong thing, it's like you switch like the system.
No.
We end the campaign. One person
playing
playing D&D. One person playing Warhammer 40k.
You know, that would really
Yeah, you got
One
like
person playing Call of
Edge of the
Cthulhu.
Empire.
that would really suck for the 5th edition, because later levels, Pathfinder is way, like, the characters are way more broken than 5th edition
Yeah,
goes.
absolutely.
I hit it with enough prep time. My character right now at level 4 is way broken.
Yeah.
Already.
Pathfinder's
I
just
just
a
feel
great.
bad for like whoever, like Noah, you said like Call of Cthulhu. Whoever ends up in Call of Cthulhu.
Good luck.
Oh gosh.
You hear a noise, you're dead.
Yeah. Great. Tuff, I sent you a message on Messenger.
I mean, that's
Yes, I
like
noticed.
that's like right. All the Lovecraft stuff is you just accidentally open the wrong book and suddenly you've seen knowledge no mortal can comprehend and you go insane and die.
Just everything is a mimic. Doesn't matter what it is, it's a mimic.
Yeah, you take a drink from your canteen and it bites your face off.
Of course, acid down your throat.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of these mimics. Get dressed in the morning and your clothes try to eat you.
So, do we want to start off with and act upon our first 1/8 of a plan?
That's probably a good idea.
Sounds good.
I should probably get started on those catapults.
Okay.
Yeah. I still want to try to get one of the barrels at least down that tunnel somehow.
Yeah.
But
You are free to take one of my 10.
I
You
mean,
wanna try and
you could just give you could dress Rand in the jumpsuit and give him the barrel. You can just walk down there.
Shuffles up the gate.
I mean, like, the guy that we saw, it's not like he was all that much smarter than Rand is. I don't know if, I mean, he just grunts and moans a little bit, and they'll be fine. Just,
I mean, yeah, Yeah, the guy didn't even have a loaded gun, so.
That's right.
Or just have Rand run up.
Gun was threatening us.
Or just have Rand have it attached to his back and run up to the gate, all Helm's Deep style.
Jeez.
How many people were
Bring
guarding
him
that
down! Bring him down!
That one.
People were guarding the gate.
gate? How many people were guarding the gate?
As far as you saw, like 3 at most.
When they were received the food shipment, there
Are you talking gate or the entrance or
The gate,
fence?
the fence.
the fence.
Yeah, the fence was about 3 people.
Okay, what about the entrance?
Nobody. They have patrols. They have the fence, and that's about it.
Okay.
What would be really great is if you could, Alakarr, are you able to make things invisible yet? I've heard of people being able to do that.
You know, if I could do that, I think I would do that.
I was just thinking it would be really great to make Rand invisible so that he could get past the gate without being seen and then mesh with the bandits and then, yeah. But,
Not yet.
oh well.
How thorough was the inspection of the food they were receiving?
Inspection?
Was it inspected at all, or was it just like, oh, cool, food's here, let it through?
I mean, that's a 3-syllable word, man.
I think it
That's
was,
gonna log these guys.
it was just like unloading, right?
Yeah, there was essentially no inspection. There was an inspection like, is there anything good in here and can I get it before anybody else sees me?
Yeah.
But beyond that, no, not really anything.
Okay, so the only risk of barrels in the food supply getting set off prematurely
Oh, cool, I can do it now.
is if one of them was like, ooh, what's in here, and pries it open and sets it off.
And I don't think, at least my understanding of the mechanics of it, I don't think opening it would really set it off.
Unless it was rigged too.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I can rig one up too. If we're taking a couple days to make the catapults, then I can definitely take the time to rig up one bomb for Kerrek to do with as he sees fit. And then I'll rig one up with a backpack strap for Alakarr.
I'm just thinking it would be really great if we could set one off right at the entrance and cave in like just the entrance.
They can't escape.
they
So
can't
you
get out.
really
They're
want to
stuck down there.
kill all of them. You want to trap them in their hole and then collapse the hole on top of them and bury them all alive.
Well, it's the most efficient way.
Holy crap.
How else do you kill rats?
It's true.
Oh,
Dude.
Justin just said, how else do you kill
How else do
rats?
you kill rats?
Was that an in character or out of character?
That was fully out of character because that is 100%
She would not.
not something that Spinthrift would say.
To a rat.
I think that we should focus on the cliffside first. That has higher probability of success and lower probability of getting any of us killed.
Plus, if we just weaken them with that, we can come back another day. Yeah, they'll be heightened on what their guard looks like.
More people guarding the fence would be better for setting a barrel off at the fence.
Or worse comes to worse, they have people guarding. I feel like if a combination of guerrilla and siege tactics might be our best option here,
Yeah.
Hit and
especially
run,
with our number disparity.
a hit and run siege.
Followed by gorilla.
Guerrilla
Well,
warfare.
There's a draw word,
Is there a zoo
blitzkrieg.
anywhere nearby we can get one of those?
Creep.
No, blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. Oh.
I didn't realize the drow were quite that serious. gonna lie, that's a little bit.
It lands, man. I guess we bombed the side of the cliff.
Sounds good.
Yes?
Yes.
Is that we kind of collectively decided?
That
Yes.
is
Yes.
that is the best
And
plan.
then we'll see how they react, and we'll go from there.
So,
I call dibs on a body though if Rand dies.
Well, there's
Jacob,
at least 30 of them in there. So
what size catapults are you making? Are you making heavy or are you making light catapults?
I could make either. What do you guys think?
well,
They'd
I
be the
don't-
same in terms of creation.
there's no difference in cost or time spent because I don't know.
The only difference is operation.
The only difference is what?
Is how we operate them. Because a heavy catapult needs 4 people. It'll take,
Why don't
I want to say, like,
well, that means we could crew two light catapults for every heavy catapult. So, and you were saying making
Yeah.
multiple, right? Then we need to do light catapults because they will be easier to use with less people, and we're not relying on the catapult itself to deal the damage. It is the explosive that will be doing it. All we need is for the catapult to deliver it.
and it'll take the light catapults to reload and to aim and fire is going to take 5 rounds, and a heavy catapult is going to be 6 rounds.
Yeah. So it is better for our purposes.
So it'll deal 2d6 less damage with a light catapult, but it's still 10d6 damage total.
I believe that the fire rate more than makes up for the disparity.
I would agree.
We'd be able to operate 2 catapults in the time it would take to operate 1 heavy catapult. So
How many catapults can you make in a couple of days?
So material cost is 400 gold, so I can make 2 per day. So yeah, 2 per day is my speed. How many depends on how many days we want to spend on this.
I mean, I think our group size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Rand.
let's call
So we
that
can
5.5.
maximum. Rand can load and pull the winch. She doesn't have to do the actual thinking part of aiming.
Yeah, I could tell him to do that.
Yeah, and it's a DC 10 strength check to wind up a catapult or light catapult.
I don't know how strong.
I think either 3 or 6 is going to be our optimal. Because we could just. It depends on how much money we want to spend on it. 3 might be the optimal number.
I think 3 is best.
We just do an equivalent of volley fire.
Yeah. It will
So
take
that way
them,
we're only losing about.
it will take them a long time to be able to find a place to cross the river to even get at us, and we're too far away for gunfire to be very effective. So we could very easily get off 9 shots.
Yeah. 9 shots, so that's the 10 minus the 1 I give to Kerrek. So 9 shots at the
3 shots out of
cliff.
each catapult.
3. Yeah. I think that is our most optimal.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which would take what? From firing the first shot to firing the last shot would only take 5 minutes.
Basically.
Oh, that's
Terrifying? Yeah. I would also like to mention that with the exception of that one time per catapult plus 20 to our attacks, we'll be attacking at a -8 because we're not proficient and it's an indirect siege weapon.
You'll also be about 650 or 700 feet away, depending on where you set up. So assuming you pick the nearest spot.
I mean, nearest spot, according to what you were saying, is about 100 feet.
Oh, no, that's not counting
From the cliff edge. Well, that was what I was asking, was from the edge of the river to
I misunderstood. Okay, I thought you were asking how high the cliff was.
I asked that, then I asked how far from.
How wide is the river?
Okay, so the river's about 650 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
Right. Then we have to do heavy catapults. Because they. Maybe. They have a range of 150, so that'll put us at increment
Only 150?
4.
That's really short for
Like
a catapult.
catapults, yeah.
Well,
That is really short.
Let me double check.
No, it's not a level. The catapult itself. It's not a level thing.
I think I misread. I'm sorry, I misread the item that Jacob is making. It's a standard catapult, which is crew of 3 people, and a range increment of 200 feet. A heavy catapult has an increment of 300 feet.
You know, I bet there's a cannon that could do this.
100%, but you think we have the capacity to make a cannon? Which, like, would be 600.
I would say with the help of your newfound gunsmithing friends, probably, yeah.
well, if we rig the cart with explosives and then let the cart go in and let it blow up right at the door.
How do you expect to rig the explosives without having one of us on the cart to put it in there?
I'm saying Rand could do that.
I also could be the one that follows the cart and shoots it with a sniper rifle flaming
Yes.
bomb.
I still think that attacking by not going inside. We attack indirectly,
Well, that's
minimize risk.
what we're doing is we
No.
send in a cart that
I
explodes.
think
But someone has to take that cart in.
Rand,
Rand
Well,
is
not
capable
necessarily.
of driving a cart.
you just set it straight.
No, their people would be wheeling the cart.
The cart has horses. They're not gonna travel half a mile to pick up the cart and then take it in. Someone has to guide the cart up to the fence at least.
Why don't we let them do that?
From
So
where?
Spinny
Up to the
has a
fence.
thing
Up
to
to the
just shoot
fence.
it.
Okay, look, to rig this cart with explosives, we need to take over the cart, deal with the people who are already on it, then rig it. We're not going to be able to rig the cart with explosives and then tell the driver to just go ahead, everything's fine, take it to the bandits. So now we are in charge of transporting it to them. Who's going to do that? That's risky.
What if I am on the cart with Rand as it goes towards, like, we cross over the river And then, because it's night out, I can just jump off and disappear into the night. Rand will go the rest of the way.
food deliveries happen during the day.
Well, we could make it happen at night.
I think that would be suspicious for them. They'd wonder why their food shipment was late. And why they don't recognize the person driving the cart.
I could kill
Also,
I think the
person
catapults
driving
might
the
still
cart.
be our best bet.
Okay.
I agree. I think attacking the cliffside is still
Okay.
the best bet. So, how feasible is cannon then? If catapult does not have the range that we need with the skill that we have.
So, problem with catapult or with cannon becomes one, we still have the same. We're not going to be proficient in cannon use, and there's also not. We're going to be dealing about half the amount of damage we would be dealing with the catapults and the bombs, because the bombs are not are for catapults only. Catapults are trebuchets.
Oh, I was assuming that it wouldn't be that hard for you to rig up something that could shoot the bombs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In that case.
Is planting the bombs on the cliffside.
Yes, that might be the better plan
So,
at this point.
Justin, you're equipment manager, right?
Yes.
You would have seen the Gizmark branded raft stuck in the back of the shed, like a discarded kayak that a family got 10 years ago and forgot they owned.
Could the raft fit
Okay.
3 catapults?
No, could the raft fit 10 bombs and the requisite number of people to plant the bombs?
That it could. It could probably fit 1 catapult if you didn't really care about who else was on it.
That sounds like a very bad idea.
I'm not sure what the physics of setting a catapult off on a fluid platform would be, but I don't think they'd be great.
I think
Well,
it's
seeing as
So,
that raft
then the
belongs to
question is-
Gizmark, I doubt it's very high quality. Probably has leaks in it as it is.
Yeah. So the logistics behind the catapults, we can get the catapults there easily because they are in transit a feather. They're a feather token, so they're a. I do not believe that there is an equivalent unless we beg the kindness of the GM. There is an equivalent for a cannon.
What if there is equivalent for a bomb? What if we can transport the bombs as feathers? That would make transporting them to the cliffside very easily. Then we just climb up, plant them on the cliff, and boom, they all go boom at the exact same time.
Because we could do a. If we can do a Fiend's Mouth cannon, so it looks like, in terms of cost, if there's an equivalent for the catapult to a cannon, the feather token for that catapult is half the cost of the.
What was the cannon called?
Fiend's Mouth.
Catapult. So it would be for the largest cannon.
We lose Justin?
Yeah, I think we lost Justin.
Oh, yep.
Dang. Oh. Word, kids. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh, maybe reload.
Justin disappeared. You were not here.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Could you repeat that? The name of the cannon?
Would be with the 10% reduction in firearms cost, it would be 900 gold pieces. Based off of the token that the catapult token, feather token. I'm assuming that it's half the cost of a standard catapult for a feathered catapult token. So I would assume it is, if there's an equivalent, it's half the cost of a. So it would be 450 for a Fiend's Mouth cannon, which is a faster reload and aim time. It does require 3 people. Also deals significantly more damage.
I could make that. It'd be the same craft DC for me. Also, Tuff, I had a question.
Yes.
So there's a spell called Crafter's Fortune, which, when crafting something, it gives you a +5 to the check. Would that count towards, like, crafting? I'm assuming I can craft magical items, but when I craft a magical item, I can use spellcraft or a craft check.
Yeah.
But I'm just making sure it would count towards spellcraft and not just purely the craft skill itself.
I would think so. Send me, what was the name of the spell?
Crafter's Fortune. I have it as well.
Okay.
It adds a +5 luck bonus to the next craft check.
I would assume it would only apply to the craft skill check, because it says specifically craft skill check.
Cool. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
The fact that there is craft and spellcraft.
What was that?
Despite the fact that there is the word craft in spellcraft.
I'm gonna guess whoever wrote the game wasn't like worried too much about this.
I figured.
Alright, so is anybody actually gonna be going into this thing?
Sounds like no.
I think short term the answer is no, with a long term answer of maybe, depending on how they respond.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Well. Alright, do we want to do this thing? Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
I think so. I just need to double check something.
Okay, I guess you guys need to make the cannon.
Yes, I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a fairly high DC.
Are you guys working together though? And you've got the, if you want, you've got the Western Factory, which is probably the only way it's gonna happen.
The what?
I have gun factory. So the place where we'll actually make the physical cannon, you'll turn into a.
Okay.
There are a couple
feather
of
token, I think, is the assumption.
The typical way is you just make an aid another, like one person is doing the aid another action and the other person is working. Is that the way you guys want to do it, or?
I think I'd be okay with that. I mean, this is your thing. I'd help you.
Yeah.
I don't know what skill specifically you want me to do
You wouldn't have to.
that in. And then I'd also...
Yeah, I think you just do it, to my understanding.
It'll cost.
Okay, in the context of that I am helping him create these... we really would only need 2 cannons, because that's all we have the people for.
Mhm.
In the context of that, one of my racial abilities is if I create a weapon, I am automatically proficient in it.
Oh, so if you do it, then you can.
Oh, if I am like actively in the crafting process. So
Okay. Yeah.
if I design it, if I create it, but I can't craft magic items.
Yeah.
So that was my question.
If you
was,
ate
am I
another, we'll say
proficient?
you're proficient with it. Yeah.
Takes 4 off of our minus 16 to attack.
Hey, that's nice.
Okay, so it's going to cost 463 per cannon. So altogether that'll be.
That'll be
Yeah, math. This is not a friend.
12.
926, assuming we don't screw anything up in the building process, which is very likely.
So then, what is the process you want? So I guess he just makes a spellcraft check to make the magic item. Or you want this to be like a series of like craft and...
Yeah. Do you need to make a craft check to make the item first? I would think. Or does it, in crafting the magic item, do you craft the item?
I think it's implied that you craft the item in the crafting of the magic item.
Okay.
Is the rule system implied, but it's also you as the GM are allowed to say, no, I need you to make the item and then make the item magic.
Yeah. This is kind of a special case. Because we're kind of making a new magic item, right? So like this isn't on the books. So we'll say, yeah, craft the cannon first.
Okay. What kind of crafting check would that be?
I mean, it would make sense if it was firearms. It would also make sense if it was like a. There's.
I had craft mechanical.
Yeah, that would be the other one.
I mean, if it
Have craft gunsmithing.
if it falls under
Yeah, it would be either
gunsmithing,
gunsmithing or mechanical.
if it falls under
think.
gunsmithing, I am also proficient because I'm a gunslinger.
I'm also proficient in craft.
I also have a knowledge engineering,
Same.
So do I.
and I technically have craft alchemy as well.
Mhm.
Who has the highest gunsmithing? Because mine is a +10.
Not me.
The only craft I
Yeah,
have is alchemy.
Mechanical comes too.
I have craft alchemy for some reason. I don't remember choosing that,
Maybe it's just.
but whatever.
Might be. If it's an alchemy check, I have a +20. If it's a gunsmithing check, I have a +10.
And we'll say they definitely have like the masterwork tools there. So
Jordan,
it's a +1, right?
Jordan, would you be opposed to me changing this from alchemy? Because that doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, if it just happened to be on your sheet for whatever reason, and you like it sounds like you kind of thought that they were in the other place. So yeah, we'll just. They probably just got put in the wrong line.
Okay.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've already got I have craft alchemy as well, so we have.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't make sense for me to have craft alchemy because frickin' Spinthrift is the
Not your
queen
thing.
of craft alchemy.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, if you want to do gunsmithing,
Yep.
that's the place to start.
I can help with that with aid another with my craft mechanical.
I'm also going to, for each of them, I'm going to use a use of my alchemical formulas to do Crafter's Fortune to give myself a +5 Oh, aid another is like a +2 or +4, right?
Yeah, and I would make a
Plus
10,
two.
which I'll automatically succeed on that.
Yeah. So don't even worry about it. And then +1
And
for
an
the
extra +2.
So
Yeah.
I can
And then
Then
plus-
this is going to be +8 to what I roll.
I can
Yeah,
aid.
plus also the one for the masterwork tools that they're giving you.
That's including the masterwork tools.
I'm
so
helping
this is
too.
going to be 8 higher than what I roll.
Got it.
Let it be known that Dimitrii is helping.
28 or 27. I think a 27 should cut it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
If I remember right. How those DCs break down.
And for the other cannon, puts it at a 24.
Mhm.
What's the
Which I
DC?
think that should make it.
What's the DC at?
Because the rule is what? It's like it's based on the price.
I think so. It kind of depends on the crafting rules are not 100% well fleshed out.
Mhm.
Yeah, they seem pretty ambiguous in a lot of spots.
Mm. They're like they're really only well detailed in about like 50% of the alchemy, and that's about it.
Oh, you know what? The time it takes is determined by
So that's the thing.
yeah. So I'll say, and I mean, typical gun probably doesn't even have like close to that high of a DC, right? It's like a maybe 20. And a cannon's a pretty, admittedly simple piece of machinery compared.
It's literally
Just a barrel with wheels.
I mean, it's essentially just a bomb where you only want a very specific part of it to explode.
A bomb with a hole in it.
It's a bomb with a purpose.
The bomb with ambition. Bomb that went to college. Yeah. Yeah, 24 should be fine. I mean,
I feel like the ghost of Cyrus Smith needs to show up and help craft.
Oh man. Ghosts.
I mean, I guess Ghost. He's not technically dead, so.
oh, just in a different reality.
I mean, really, what's a different reality? That's not like that's too big of a hurdle, really.
All right. So yes, you have 2 new cannons. Now you've got to magic them
Yes.
if you so desire,
Oh, they've got that nice new cannon smell.
which is surprisingly not gunpowder
It's metal.
and probably a lot of oil.
Mhm. Okay, so first we need to squeeze them down into that feather token.
Good luck with that.
Just squeeze them down, huh?
I'll aid you in your spellcraft because I automatically succeed the help action because I have a +10.
Sweet. Do they have masterwork tools for me to use as well?
Spellcraft, these guys aren't exactly.
Okay, they ain't magical.
You get the hard job.
Yeah, I don't get
It's
those.
a gun factory.
Yeah, cool. So what else? Just seeing whatever else. Can't do Crafter's Fortune.
Actually, before we do this, can I use craft optics to put scopes on them?
I don't see what scopes would do to a cannon.
Fucking nothing.
Awesome.
It's not even like a
I
big
just want to
rating.
use
It's
the
just like
skill that I bring.
it's just like a little tiny side scope.
Wait,
Actually,
no,
I can-
but optics
I can-
increase the range increment, don't they?
What was that?
It does. It halves the penalty for moving range increments.
I can actually think of exactly what a scope on a cannon would do. It's
Scatter.
what was that?
Scatter the moment you fire.
Yeah, no, it would probably just put a nice hole in the skull of whoever was looking down.
No. You look at the scope to line the shot, and then you don't
You
look
back
down the
off.
scope when you shoot it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, artillery pieces are like field guns can have sights on them.
That's true. I think even mortars have sights, technically, don't they?
Mortars don't have sights. Indirect fire. You're shooting in a huge arc.
Yeah,
So
or,
looking
yeah.
directly at what you want to shoot at doesn't help you at all. But with a field gun, where you are pointing at what you want to hit.
Don't they usually have like the little compass and everything, though? I guess that might be a separate apparatus.
Yeah. Yeah, because typically you would aim a mortar by like you would call out a range and a direction, and then you would just shoot. You would angle the mortar based on that range, but no sight issues.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Because you don't like the whole point of a mortar is to hit an area.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Alright. You can try to put a sight on this baby, but
Just for shits and giggles.
I gotta
Not right.
in the history of cannons, has anybody ever put a sight on a cannon?
In
Yeah.
Like
the
a-
equivalent time. All right, I'll do Crafter's Fortune to do another
Alright,
+5.
see this. Yeah, that's definitely
It's
enough.
a 26 for the first one, and a 16 for the second one.
It's not exactly hard to put sights on a cannon. I mean, really, how accurate do they even need to be?
Don't.
Yeah. So
are you-
I'm gonna say that's enough.
Are you you're putting an optical sight, so a scope, not a sight, because a sight is different than a scope.
Yeah. No, it would just be a.
It's a ranging sight at best. Yeah.
You just essentially duct
Is-
the rifle scope to a cannon.
It is at best a rangefinder.
Yeah, probably. Okay,
Okay.
you're up.
Anchor down.
Okay, so I need a 29. The DC is 29 since it's 5. I don't have either of those spells, or the caster level for this, and the caster level is 9, so DC 29.
You have the help action from me.
Yep.
Oh,
I made it on the second one.
That's
I don't know what this means in game terms. Like, you probably didn't break the cannon.
No, but it's definitely not. One of them squeezed down, one of them is definitely not.
You just out the money, right? That's essentially what happens.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, if you had gotten one, there'd be a strong temptation for you to have just shrunk it down, and it's actually just tiny.
It's literally just a tiny cannon.
Hey, you know what? We could use that as a hand cannon.
Yeah, you could like rip it to your wrist.
Hey, that side would come in real handy.
Like a poker pistol.
How hilarious would it be if it magically still did the same amount of damage?
That would be kind of scary.
That would be the siege bullet item, which is terrifying, and I will be getting a few later on.
Of course. Of course. Oh, man.
So I can spend If we take another half day, I can try again at a cost of 450, because I haven't enchanted guidance yet. At a cost of... Oops. $428 gold.
Can pitch in my remaining 36 gold towards this. I spent 600 on the bombs. So
How much more do you need?
I will actually. Justin, how much can you pitch in?
I can pitch in 36 gold.
Okay.
Wipe me until my blueprint sales goes through.
Shit, actually, I have enough gold for one of the cannons. That would reduce me down to...
Older bullet.
Alakarr's kind of
Yeah, I'm down to 65 gold right now.
Oh crap. This thing actually expands.
Right? Isn't it scary, Jordan?
That's terrifying.
Can I quickly... can I try to quickly go sell my continuous bellows? That would give me the needed funds.
You can also expense it. Gizmark's getting paid, what, like 13,000 gold for this job?
Oh, fuck it, no. Yeah, I'm gonna expense it. Yeah,
That's
no,
what
you
I've
me
been
to...
doing.
Yeah, he expected you guys to blow through quite a bit of money on the prep for this thing.
Well, that's
Okay, so we can just expense these cannons.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank God. Okay. So I just
Cannons before you enchant them is $900 or 900 gold. So
yeah, so just expense it.
Yeah, I think he actually told you guys, like, basically spend whatever you need.
Oh,
Fuck
well,
it, then yeah. If
in
it's on
that
the company
case-
dime.
in that
Hey,
case,
making
we need a
hats in
lot of
disguise
magical.
is pretty cheap.
Yeah, we're coming in way under budget.
We could all make hats in disguise.
You guys are
Look human. That would fix the whole only one of us actually looks like them issue.
Mm.
it doesn't change size. We look like short humans.
Well, yeah, the halflings
Children.
or children.
Oh no.
There's nothing
He's
more
3'6".
than pretending to be a halfling when you're a gnome.
What about a human child?
We're not above that.
So a halfling is worse than a human child. And gnome exists somewhere in the middle.
No, I think gnomes at the top of gnomes. There's just human child isn't as bad as
Because we never get confused with human children because our hair, but everyone confuses us with halflings.
I would only people that have never seen halflings.
Humans are surprisingly dense.
Most
So yeah,
of them
first messing
are.
on the company dime. I say we try again for the cannon.
Dimitrii is gonna say in Gnomish, most of them are. Present company excluded, I'm sure.
Obviously.
Actually, just purely like literally speaking, Dimitrii's pretty dense.
Yeah, he's 14 intelligence.
No, literally.
Literally.
Dimitrii's
Oh.
thick.
He does have 16 strength.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This character has pretty insane stats.
He's probably a pretty strong boy, to say the least.
I mean, I think that should tell you a lot that a gunslinger has a strength of 16.
What his stats are, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It should tell you a lot that my dump stat is strength, and I have a 10. And why is my charisma higher than my dexterity? Weird. That was a poor decision on my part. Whatever. It's the same modifier.
It's good for making those business deals.
I have a spell that bumps me up to a 19 charisma, so...
Tough. Since I've already made one cannon and failed on another cannon, do I get any sort of bonus to this next one?
Yeah, you get a +2 for the first one, and you get a -2 for the one that failed, so...
How about learning from your failures?
Yeah, you're right. So you get a +2 for the one that you failed at, and you get a -2 for succeeding.
Okay, so trying again on cannon number 1. Shit, that's just short.
What's
That with my help action?
Yeah, that's included in the 16.
What's
You're gonna
the
be happy
DC?
about this. How much does it cost every time you botch this?
I have to just live with the one gun.
420. I am gonna then enchant guidance on it, on the one gun.
That's your strike?
Actually, I think I have True Strike.
Oh, Flare is in 5th edition now. Sucks for us.
True strike. There we go.
Our wizard is now in 5th edition.
That would be the worst.
Oh no!
Funny enough, I still made it. It was a DC 11 to add guidance, or true strike.
Nice.
Why don't you just take a 10 on it?
True, I take a 10. 24.
Took a while to get there. I mean, you could take a... What do you have to do to take a 20? Would it take you, what is it, like 5 times the normal time?
20 times.
5 times the normal length, and there's the assumption that you fail about half the time.
It would cost a lot.
Taking 20 is only useful on skills that aren't crafting.
Yeah. Which is probably by design.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Taking 10 is the crafter's friend.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's just shy of the DC for us right now.
What if I helped you? I have no spellcraft anything, I don't think. But I can help you.
I think only one person can do an aid another.
Well, then I'll aid the person aiding the other person. I'll be the aid to the aid. Therefore, the aid action is only happening to one person at a time.
Okay, Justin, you get a +2 to your aid another check. In practical terms, it's like you've got Spinthrift like holding something up, and then you've got Dimitrii holding her arm.
I mean, that might be necessary.
You're not wrong.
Actually, it doesn't say. It's on a case-by-case basis. Of what, like, you can't aid another with opening a lock, but other stuff, it doesn't say that there's a limit.
Okay, then yeah, sure.
It gives you a named bonus. It gives you a competency bonus, and you can only have one source of any particular type of bonus.
That's what it is.
That's the workaround there. So, like, you can't have multiple sources of a luck bonus or multiple sources of a competence bonus. It's a whole thing. Yes, do we want to blow some more cash on hope that you roll higher than an 11? Or are we just going to use one cannon? And
I say we try just one more time.
Blow some cash.
Easy to throw money at a problem until it goes away when it's not your money.
Exactly.
remember that the moment we activate these cannons, they only exist for 12 hours and then they disappear.
Considering what, it was like 13 grand?
Yeah. Oh, it goes away after it's done?
Yeah.
After 12 hours, they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
How often can we? What's the reloading on one cannon? How long does it take to fire?
It takes 3 rounds to reload and 1 round to fire, so 4 rounds total.
Maybe we can get away with just one cannon.
We might have to, and then just put the one that is working but unenchanted in the storage shed for now.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, we have 2 cannons. It's just one of them is a token and one isn't. And it might be helpful to have one cannon that won't disappear.
You just got a cannon? That doesn't seem like such a bad thing.
I mean, actually, technically, we can take both cannons with us. Horses pull cannons all the time. And we have plenty of horses.
Yeah, it's also significantly less stealthy to drag a cannon around than dragging a feather, but also
Is, just from practicality's perspective here, is firing a cannon from a raft?
Yes, no, that's not gonna... No.
won't do great. We need something with a little bit more mass.
I mean, even if the cannon doesn't sink the raft immediately from weight, what's going to happen to the raft when the cannon fires and the raft has to absorb all the recoil?
Theoretically, hear me out, if you leave one of the cannons big, wouldn't it help absorb the recoil from the other cannon? It's like a big weight.
So, we have one cannon aiming one way, we have a cannon aiming the other way, we fire both at the same time. The energy will cancel out, so nothing will happen.
Or what happens is
For
the
a raft
raft
split in half.
experiences extreme compression from the competing recoils and completely shatters.
Yeah, it just buckles down the middle.
Or the raft doesn't even get into firing position because it has the weight of 2 cannons on it. And crew. And ammunition. Jordan, what did the terrain look like on the west side of the river?
It's like dead flat.
Dead flat?
There's scrub, but it's just flat.
Okay. Well, then there's no reason to not. We can pull the cannon with horses, and then when night falls, because we're going to be doing this attack during night anyway. We actually set up the cannon during the night.
Well, I mean, on top of that, one of the best reasons that this is a good defensible position is because one of the only bridges across the Marvelass is pretty close to this encampment.
So there's not really a whole lot of reason to... I mean, we didn't even need to enchant the other one, technically. If the terrain is flat, which is favorable for pulling artillery pieces, we have horses, and we have cover of night. We have a bridge to cross the river.
Guess we'll just do it. Okay. Let's just not worry about that second enchantment.
Yeah. And we can just hang on
True
to...
Strike is a formula I can cast.
Why don't we hang on to the feather token cannon in case we need it? to literally have a cannon in our pocket should we require it.
Okay.
Yes, let's just go do it.
Yeah.
Hook up the.
So what's the ammunition we're using again?
I am retrofitting the bombs.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to be quite the shock, chances are.
I guess. Do I need to make a alchemy check to retrofit the bombs?
I mean, you're just...
Nah, I'm assuming you guys made the cannons to the specifications to fit in there.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure...
I guess I was asking more along the lines of making...
What was that?
I'm thinking more along the lines of making sure that they don't explode in the gun. Because I originally designed them for catapult fire.
That's a good point. Make me an alchemy check.
I mean, technically right now they're barrels. So...
That's a good... Yeah, they'll probably just explode.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, theoretically,
I would like
theoretically, you might have
to use
agreed.
Crafter's Fortune.
Yeah. I mean, really, if these cannons are any good, you would have just essentially created like accelerated grape shot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
but that's not the.
That's not what you want.
No.
The world's biggest.
All right, I'm going to use Crafter's Fortune. Jacob, would you give me the help action for alchemy?
Yep, I can do that. And I just automatically succeed.
And then I already have Masterwork Alchemy tools, so... Here we go.
Nice.
Sweet, so that is going to be a
Goodness gracious.
48.
Nice.
That's gonna do it.
Take a bow, Spinthrift.
Damn.
It's like they were always meant to be cannonballs.
I'm gonna have to review the numbers on that one, but I think you made it.
Wait, so this is a literal cannon and not a, or is it a rifled? Is it rifled or not rifled?
That's up to them.
Is this a muzzle loading cannon or a breech loading field gun?
Technically,
Because
per the... Ooh.
technology-wise, if we're Wild West and we have revolvers, field guns would be in use, not
You still hear me?
Okay,
Yeah,
here we
I can
go.
hear you.
So,
Yeah, but you do have a like 2 mad geniuses on the case.
well, 2 mad
And
geniuses.
a gun factory.
2 mad geniuses and a gun factory. Sounds like a... But one of those mad geniuses is part of a gunsmithing clan. And I'm just wondering, like...
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like they can probably do whatever they want.
So, I'm just wondering, like, realistically wise, it takes much less time to load a breech-loading gun than a cannon.
Yeah, because you don't have to wait for it to cool off and dump all the powder and all that.
Well, you don't have to... You don't have to try to... You can open the breech, push all the fouling out of the barrel, and then shove your cannon shell into the breech, close the breech, and fire it.
Yeah.
And you can bore sight. You can bore sight breech loading cannons, which makes them more accurate on the first shot. So I'm just throwing that out there.
I feel like that's up to you, Jordan, on what the reduction in the reload time is.
Yeah, because these are like ancient medieval cannons, so I mean, I would say it probably. What's the reload time right now?
Reload time is 3 rounds.
3 rounds?
And then 1 round to aim.
We'll say you could I mean, it seems reasonable that you could fire you could fire and load another shot in a breech loaded cannon. Probably like 10 seconds, right?
I mean, even so early.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like 2 rounds for loading makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
Most of the time loading a cannon is spent cleaning it.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have to clean field guns, but you can literally push, like, you can just push out from the breech down the barrel, and it's much faster. So.
Yeah, as opposed to like yanking it all out.
Yeah, and you don't have to pour powder in and then stamp the powder down and then roll the cannonball in there. You
just
shove
you shove it and
you shove the cannon shell in there.
And plus, setting up the wick on a cannon is kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Even.
So.
The cannons were they were ahead of their time.
And it was one guy just saying, you know, these guns are really great, but what if we made them really big?
Well, cannons came before guns, right?
Maybe.
I don't know for sure.
It depends on your region and what you define as a cannon.
And also, I guess what you define as a gun.
Because technically, right now, like if you go by modern terms, cannons are denoted by the barrel diameter. So anything higher than a 50 cal is a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Everything 50 cal and lower is small arms, technically.
Firearm.
But if you go by that rating, basically every musket was like a 60 to 68 caliber musket, so they would all be technically cannons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, technically, like the muzzle loaders that they made back in the day, like those things were freaking huge.
I just looked it up. So in 10th century China, they invented the fire lance.
Yeah.
And then in 12th, in like mid to late 12th century, they made like early cannons in China.
Yeah, like bombards and culverins.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Back to business. So, okay, I think we've got the weaponry in place. It's just a matter of getting it to where you want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you've got horses.
Do we also, real quick, do we have like normal ammunition too, besides just the bomb in case we need it?
If you want to think of that before you
that's
go
just a
out,
piece of lead.
you can get some. Yeah, that's not hard to make. So, if you guys want to craft a little normal ammo, you can.
Doesn't hurt to have more firepower than you need.
Yeah, that's true.
No, and I want to say they are. Yeah, they're to make a regular. It's 4.5 gold for regular ammo.
Well, cool.
They're not expensive. They're not.
That's
dirt
cheap.
Well, we could expense like 10 of them then.
That 10% reduction, or that reduction for firearms being everywhere.
Yeah, it would apply.
Tenth the price.
It would absolutely apply because I mean, who's really gonna use a cannonball? I mean, you guys, I guess, but
the Adaran military.
Yeah, they probably would use a few, but again, they're going to be cheap to produce compared to what they used to be.
All right. Well,
I think we're ready to go. We just go set up then.
Yep. All right. So, I think it was about, what was it, like a half-day ride to get to the bluff?
I think that's.
I think it wasn't. I thought it was just like an hour ride.
That's right, it wasn't very long. Yeah, so you, with a cannon, it'll probably take a little bit longer. So, yeah, we'll go with, without looking it up, I think about double the length of time should be about reasonable. So 2 hours. Are you trying to hide the fact that you're wheeling a cannon across the river and pointing it at them?
Put a sheet over it.
Yeah. I think. Wait, do we have like a cart or a wagon or something that Gizmark owns?
We got a car.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we put it in there? Cover it with
Be
a tarp.
a bit less conspicuous, yeah.
Because even a cannon being pulled by horses, even if the cannon's got a tarp over it, it's obviously a cannon.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to hide a cannon.
But if you put a cannon in a cart,
Quick, craft everybody. Let's do craft firearms, and we'll make a suppressor for the cannon so that it's quiet.
A silencer for you.
hey, let's do it.
Those are actually illegal in the Adaran holdings.
No,
Well,
I
they
thought
don't
it was
know.
just like a $200 like flat tax on lots of paperwork.
Or you just gotta get your Class C firearms license.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, you just gotta just head to Nevada. Everything's legal there. You can have an automatic cannon with a silencer on it. Okay, I am going to need. I mean, are you doing anything other than the sheet to hide this?
Maybe being marginally stealthy.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
we're trying to do this under cover of darkness too. So.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll say if you leave like right at the, like right when it gets dark, and like it's hard to see, you would estimate that you could be there in position. You know, around like before midnight with a couple hours ride. You'd be like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you'd be in position pretty easily. And you could start doing whatever you were doing. Okay, so here, I guess we'll need stealth checks for one. Well, actually, give me perception checks, everybody.
Perception, you said?
Yeah. So far, so good. Got some promising early results. Uh-oh.
I promise you I'm going to screw this up. I got a -2.
I'm sorry, I rolled poorly.
6.
Still got it.
Well, Alakarr and Flair accidentally fall into a hole.
No.
So,
Yeah.
there's not really much of note for quite a while, but you do notice after a point, like once you finally start getting closer to this thing, about an hour and a half in, specifically Spinthrift and Kerrek. Dimitrii, you can see something off in the distance, but the other two, you notice that there's definitely like some sort of like you can't tell who it is or exactly what they would be, but you see someone walking around with it. It's like a torch or a light spell or something like that that's in a very focused beam, like a bullet lantern, like a hooded lantern would be.
Is it a hooded lantern?
I mean, it's too far away to really tell, but you can tell it's something like that.
When we're approaching the bridge or something?
This is approaching the bluff. So the bridge is right next to the bluff.
Like where right next to the bluff?
It's to the north.
So past it.
And like
Yeah.
this light is on the bluff or like in our path, or is it just something nearby?
It's. I mean, I'm assuming you guys like the path goes pretty close to the bluff, but it gives it a wide enough berth that you wouldn't really have to interact with the patrols that you Kerrek and Dimitrii saw. And so this guy's like, he's more or less patrolling, a few hundred feet away from you guys. Like you probably won't bother him if you're quiet enough. So giving them stealth checks.
Do you want me to roll for you again?
And we'll,
Low roll.
for the sake of ease and kindness, I'm gonna say we'll just average these. Dude, Dimitrii's sneaky.
Yeah.
He's surprisingly sneaky.
I have a really high dexterity, so
That makes sense. You're a gunslinger. And then Alakarr.
sorry, I'm getting to it. There it is. Got a 15.
That's not right. Okay.
I did. I rolled a 13, but I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as you have all learned previously, these guys are absolute idiots. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I have a clue you guys are there. You hear the sounds, the muffled sounds of somebody singing what sounds like an impromptu lyrics to a really crappy bar song that nobody likes anymore. Drifting through the empty desert. And you just roll right on past. So, in another maybe 10 minutes, you guys are more or less across the bridge without any incident. Maybe somebody stubbed a toe. Maybe one of Rain's toes fell off. But, yeah, you guys are in position, ready to go.
Does Rand have a horse?
Does Rand have a horse?
I would imagine he's in the cart.
Oh, in the cart, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you could pretty easily just set him in there and tell him not to touch.
I would like to cast mage armor. So
As will I.
set it out of the way.
Okay.
And then I will man the firing of the unenchanted one because I have true strike for myself.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you guys are free to attack whenever you see fit. It's the dead of night.
So right before we start and we get everything loaded, I'd also like to cast gravity bow on my gun, which I can only do the one I'm firing,
That's gonna
which
be
will
cool.
up the total damage from your guys's with the bombs will do 14d6 damage. Mine will do 14d8 damage, and it'll do 8d6 with the regular ammunition.
Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Okay.
What's the armor class and hit points of a cliffside?
Well, these things ignore hardness for stone, don't they?
Yes.
That's gonna be,
Siege weapons ignore the hardness of building and objects.
yep, so this is gonna be pretty serious. Plus it's sandstone. Plus you can see numerous places where they've dug out too far and had to board it back up. So
Awesome.
and chances are this thing's not gonna hold for very long if you manage to hit it.
Mhm.
If it's good.
Alright.
So you guys
So what are we
are
doing?
free to keep going. I'm gonna have to log off about nowish.
Yeah.
If you'd like to keep going, all of my stuff is in.
Well, do we want?
Yeah, all of my stuff is in
Oh,
Roll20, and I have 3 uses of a True Strike prepared.
We can just call it
Yeah.
now, then.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
that would work.
yeah, this seems like a logical place to stop.
On the verge
Battle.
of battle.
Of battle, yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
Cool.
cool.
Cool beans. Alright, see you guys around.
Cool.
Yeah.
good.
See ya.
You're around.
See ya.